Hey everybody, Sammy here, SFI Sports Cards, back with another video. Today is August 5th, and it is National Baseball Card Day. So, if you can, try to go out and celebrate. Visit your local LCS. Or if you're traveling, you can also check out the local ones around wherever towns, cities you're visiting. But welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Saturday morning starting lineup. A fun lineup today, if I do say so myself. Plenty of recognizable names, and I'm sure some that you have not heard in a while, which to me is the fun part of the video. So, without further ado, let's get started. Today's lineup, we have a Hall of Famer. 4 times the MVP award was given out throughout these players. 2 Rookie of the Year awards, 46 All-Star nods, 9 Silver Sluggers, 7 batting titles, 5 Gold Gloves, 2 World Series rings given out, and we have a pitcher with an ERA title under his belt. So, batting leadoff from San Pedro de Macorís from Dominican Republic. Signed in 2015, playing shortstop. This card is from the 2018 Panini Elite Edition Prospects Materials Gold version. And it is out of 99. We have Fernando Tatis Jr. One of the most dynamic players of the game today. Tatis is only 24 years old. The wiry built Tatis, he's just got amazing tools. Can hit, throw with anybody, has tons of speed, hits with power. He is one of those players that, when watching him, or playing with him, or playing against him, he's often noticed is the best player on the field. I mean, he can go 0 for 4, and still the talent is undeniable. I remember one game where he was on first, and he went first to third on a ground ball to second base. He wasn't stealing. It wasn't a hit and run. It was just a weak ground ball to second. And he went first to third. Then, on the same sequence, he tagged up and scored from third base on a pop-up just behind the infield. So a very aggressive base runner, a very aggressive player in general. Just a tremendous athlete. Plus, he has a great first name, which happens to be my middle name. So leading off, Fernando Tatis Jr. Next, batting second, from Gatun, Panama, signed in 1964. He attended George Washington High School in New York, but never played high school ball. Playing second base from the 1984 Topps Ralston Purina set, we got Rod Carew, the Hall of Famer. He was just a wizard with the bat, and one of the best bunters of all time. Winner of 7 batting titles, second all-time in the American League to Ty Cobb. Actually, the American League batting title is named after Carew, which that started in 2016. I thought that was a great idea. And I believe the National League is named after Tony Gwynn. You know, when I think of Carew's on the field accomplishments, I go right to 1977. He hit .388, won the American League MVP. It was really the closest thing to hitting .400 with a full season. You know, George Brett went on to hit .390 in 1980, but only in 117 games. And Tony Gwynn in 1994, he hit .394, but that was in 110 games. So you're talking, 45, 50 games missed for those two players, while Carew, he did it in 155 games. Here's a stat that I didn't really, recognize. Carew led the league in intentional walks 3 times in his career. That's usually a stat left for the big power bats in the lineup, so surprised to see that one. But we all know Rod Carew, terrific human being, amazing ball player, and I'm very happy to have him in the lineup today. He is hitting second. Hitting third from Portland, Oregon, drafted in 1974 in the first round, 5th pick overall from Woodrow Wilson High School. He's playing center field, and this is from the 1981 Donruss set. We got Dale Murphy. A baseball card darling in the 1980s. Murphy was another guy that no matter where he was in the lineup or where he was on the field, playing center field, right field, he even caught, played a little first base, you knew he was one of the best players. Back-to-back MVPs in 82 and 83, multiple Gold Glove awards, multiple Silver Slugger awards. He was 6'4", 210. A big kid, was built. He would hit rockets to all fields, throw BBs, could steal bases. A fan of many in the 1980s. He's got some great cards. Late 70s, throughout the 80s, really. A big force in the lineup, hitting third here. He smashed, 30-plus home runs, and I think in 6 different seasons, leading the National League twice in home runs. Had a career high of 44 in 1987. Probably one of the best overall players in the National League. From the early 80s to mid to late 80s. So I love this uniform that he's got here with the Braves. So he's at, hitting in the 3rd spot today. And next, hitting cleanup from West Covina, California, drafted in 1992 in the 2nd round out of California State University. Also a member of Team USA. Playing first base. This card is from the 2002 Upper Deck MVP set. We got Jason Giambi. The 2000 American League MVP, he put up monster numbers in Oakland, which is quite astonishing for, he had high batting averages, 333, 342, and that was playing in the Coliseum, which has tons of foul territory, so a lot of balls that would make the stands in other ballparks would stay in play. Which, like I said, that high average was kind of amazing for him. This guy was a real threat for about a decade. consistently reaching homers in the upper 30s and low 40 marks. He led the league in RBIs 4 times, and was really good in the postseason too. He left Oakland for New York, signing a 7-year contract. First year in pinstripes, he was exceptional. And while his power numbers did remain consistent, his batting average went down drastically. Surprise, surprise, for a New York Yankees signing whose numbers didn't match with his previous track record. Who knew? Seems to be a reoccurring theme. Except for, maybe like A-Rod or Garrett Cole. But this guy was fun to watch. Fan favorite in Oakland. And teammates loved him. No matter where he played in the clubhouse. I know there was talks years ago about him being potential managerial material. We'll see. But yeah, Giambi, a big bat hitting cleanup, batting 5th from St. Louis, Missouri, signed in 1945 out of Beaumont High School, playing left field. This is from the 1956 top set. We've got Roy Sievers. This card is awesome. I love this image right there against the fence. Sievers, is 1949 Rookie of the Year. One of the most feared sluggers of his time. Consistently in the middle of the lineup. Sievers hit 20-plus home runs 9 straight years. Also led the American League in home runs, 42. And RBIs, 114 in 1957. One of the most clutch players of all time. Why? He hit 10 pinch hit home runs. He hit 10 grand slams in his career. And this is a great stat. Almost a quarter of his 318 home runs happened in the 8th inning or later. That's crazy to me. Too bad he never made a postseason. Would have loved to see what he could do, since being a clutch performer. But I love this card, love this set. A lot going on with it. I saw this, got it for a great price, so a great player during his time, so I don't think it costs too much, but it looks great, and glad to have it in my collection. So we got Sievers hitting 5th today, and now we're going to go to the 6th spot. Things are going to get interesting. Yeah, so hitting 6th from Florence, South Carolina, drafted in 1987. In the 7th round, out of Spartanburg Methodist College, playing right field. This is from the 1995 Fleer Update set, and this is a gold medallion edition. We got Reggie Sanders. This guy, one of the most overlooked pure athletes from the 90s and 2000s. One of only 8 players that are in the 300 home run, 300 stolen base club. Sanders is in that group. Here's a wild stat. In 14 consecutive seasons, Sanders had double-digit home runs and stolen bases. Willie Mays never did that. Ricky Henderson never did that. Andre Dawson never did that. A-Rod never did it. But Sanders did. I remember there was a run where Sanders played 7 different teams in 7 consecutive seasons. One of them being the 2001 World Series champs, Arizona Diamondbacks. Sanders was remembered in an incident in 1994. Pedro Martinez was pitching a perfect game. Pitched inside to Sanders, brushed him back, and then hit him. That was in the 8th inning. That started a bench-clearing brawl. I think Sanders got a little flack for that because why would you try to hit somebody while pitching a perfect game? But if you knew how Reggie Sanders was built, I think I'd take him in that fight versus Pedro pretty much any time, anywhere. But I do love these gold medallion cards from Fleer. So we got Reggie Sanders, which I love to see represented on this team. Next, batting 7th from Martinsville, Virginia, drafted in 1987 in the 2nd round from William Fremd High School in Illinois. He's at catcher today from the 1990 Classic set. We got Todd Hundley. Look at this yellow. Gotta love it. Son of former big league all-star catcher Randy Hundley. Todd was a switch-hitting 2-time all-star himself. Member of the Mets for 9 seasons through 1998. When New York traded for Hall of Famer Mike Piazza. So pretty much when Piazza got onto the team, Hundley's tenure there was done. Then he moved on to the Dodgers, and I think the Cubs at some point. You know, Hundley, he put up consistent power numbers at catcher, including 1996, where he tied Roy Campanella's 1953 record of 41 home runs in a season by a catcher. Now, he only stole 14 bases over 14 seasons, but one of them was on a double steal. He stole home on Andy Pettit's pickoff move to first base. I believe, I'm trying to figure out who was in that rundown. I think Butch Husky was on first. So not a speed demon, but he did steal home once in his career. So yeah, we got Todd Hundley. Wasn't sure if you would think that name was coming up today, but there's the Todd Hundley rookie card. Hitting 8th from Redondo Beach, California, drafted in 1998 in the 9th round out of the University of Southern California, playing third base. This is from 2003 Topps Heritage set, which depicts 1953 Topps. We got Morgan Ensberg. Who thought you'd hear this name today? Ensberg. He had a short 8-year career, but was consistently in the lineup for the Astros in the mid-2000s. He did contend for an MVP award. That was in 2005. He finished 4th, hitting 36 home runs and driving in 101 runs. That team went to the World Series, was swept by the White Sox. That Astros team, they had Biggio, they had Lance Berkman, Ensberg. I believe that was Bagwell's last year. He wasn't starting at that point. But their pitching had, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte, Roy Oswalt, Brad Lidge closing out games. So, really good team they had. So, not a bad power source hitting 8th. He also hit home runs in 6 consecutive games in 2006. And here's a crazy stat. In that same year, Ensberg had over 100 walks and less than 100 hits. The only other player to do that was Barry Bonds in his last 2 seasons. And here's something pretty cool. Ensberg is the only player ever to win championship rings in college, in rookie league, in single A, in double A, in triple A, and go to a World Series. Who keeps track of this stuff? That's what I want to know. But that's baseball. So, you know, they got records for everything. But we got Ensberg hitting 8th and hitting 9th. We got the pitcher's spot. Who do we got today? Well, this pitcher, he's from Rochester, New York, which is a little bit down the road from me. He signed in 1948 out of Bowling Green University. And at the time, signed for the biggest bonus in baseball history at $52,000. This is from the 1958 top set. We got Johnny Antonelli. Right out of the chute, Antonelli. Kind of rubbed people the wrong way. I mean, I don't think it was really his fault. You know, he was a bonus baby. And Braves teammates, they never really thought he paid his dues because he didn't pitch in the minors. He's a very good pitcher for about, 7 years. Went on to the Giants franchise. He was third in MVP voting in 1954, where he led the National League in ERA at 2.3. Two-time 20-game winner. When the Giants moved to San Francisco, they played at Seal Stadium, where Antonelli would often complain, make excuses about the gale force winds there. Many times the patience of the San Francisco fans would run thin with Antonelli. He did lead the league in shutouts twice, so he's very capable of twirling a gem and shutting down the opposing lineup. So, beautiful card here. Great looking blue on this 58 Topps. One of my favorite sets of all time. That does round out the lineup. A pretty cool lineup, I think. Different. Like I said, a lot of players you probably, the names, probably forgot about. Especially the back end of this, back end of the lineup. But yeah, like I said, fun lineup. I mean, you got a hitting machine with Rod Carew. One of the best pure hitters ever. Combined with what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys that hit 40 plus home runs in a season. And the other two, you got Reggie Sanders and Morgan Ensberg. They hit 30 plus in a season. So you got, along with a very good pitcher, you got 7 guys that are like power threats in this lineup. But let me know what your feelings are about the lineup in the comments below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Helps the channel a lot. And hey, everyone enjoy their weekend. Take care. Enjoy the National Baseball Card Day. And we'll talk to you soon. I haven't really been on YouTube for like a week, so trying to get back into it. Everybody be safe out there, and we will talk to you in a couple days probably, so be safe out there. Take it easy.